What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are back at it again with another Transformer figure review. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Voyager class Alpha Trion. Yes, it's time. We get to review this guy. Now, you all know the rules. We don't take a look at the figure first. We take a look at the packaging, and the packaging is quite interesting, to say the least. Here we have an image of Alpha Trion, Lawrence Fishburne. Alpha Trion. And then we have him in his Manticore mode there, and we've got him in the Cave of the Primes, and we've got him here in his really beautiful Voyager class mode going on here. And it says Alpha Trion is the wisest and most noble of the Primes. Alpha Trion, the wisest and most noble of the Primes, is awoken by Orion Pax. My apologies, folks. And on this side here, you've got Alpha Trion. And then on the front, you got Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. Top, Transformers 1 Alpha Trion, and all that fun stuff. And that's pretty much it for the box. And since we've taken a look at the box, now we can bring in the figure, and quite a figure this is. I do think this is a beautiful, beautiful looking figure. And I gotta say, Hasbro, I wish you cooked a little bit longer on this one. Take note, I'm not saying this is a bad figure. I'm just saying I wish they would have, worked on the design process a little bit more on this guy. But you know what? We can work with it. So anyways, I do love the mossy detail that is going on here on the shoulders, on the back here, that's going on right there. Quite dig that. On the side here, this shoulder, I do love the fact that some of this is degraded. However, if you have a paintbrush, you could probably go in and touch up some of these mossy spots, and you could probably make it look a little bit better. So, hey, I'm sure when we get to the 15th anniversary, this will be painted much more. So anyways, we're going to bring him off to the side here, and we'll get him into scale comparisons, because y'all know we love them scale comparisons. So anyways, here he is with Bumblebee, excuse me. Here he is next to Elita 1. Here he is next to Megatron. Here he is next to good old Hemsworth Prime. And just because, finally, here he is next to the other Voyager in the line so far. Here he is next to Sentinel Prime. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can now get into transformation. And to transform him, it's going to be interesting because you do have to remove the horn from the Manticore, and you got to remove the tail, which I know is kind of annoying. You're supposed to remove 3 or all of his spikes somewhere. Yeah, you're supposed to remove all of his spikes and attach them to the weapon, but because they are a little difficult to remove once you've put them on him in his, not vehicle mode, in his beast mode, I'm going to just leave them there, and we're just going to have the one here. But there are not just one. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4 ports right there, just so you can place all of them there if you would like to at some point. If you do, you can. So I'm going to remove it because I'm going to remove that. I'm only going to remove this one because this one's the only one that's necessary for the transformation to be removed. So anyways, speaking of transformation, let's begin. To start off, we're going to let's work on the legs first. To work on the legs first, you're going to start here. You're going to bring these down, and then you're going to come to these panels here. You're going to undo those. You're going to shift those down just a little bit. You're going to straighten out the leg here. Flip out the heel spur. Make sure that stays down there. And then bring this all the way back down like so. And there you have a leg all done. Do the same thing on the other side. Straighten it out. Straighten out the foot. Flip out the heel. Bring this piece down. Come on. There we go. Bring this piece down and straighten it out. And there you got the leg all done. Next, we're going to work on the top. And you're going to bring these pieces out. They just tab into place up on top here. Come on, there we go. Excuse me. I'm going to untab those. They're tabs. Go into ports right there. I'm going to bring those down. I'm going to straighten out the arms. I'm going to bring up this panel here. Straighten out the paw. And then while you're doing so, you're going to bring it up. And then you're going to straighten it back out a little bit. And you're going to straighten that back out. And there you have an arm all done. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to just pop this open, fold this down, open up that piece there. I'm going to rotate this all the way around, straighten this up, fold that back down, close that up. Make sure everything rotates properly, like so. And now we can work on the chest and the head. So this is where things got me a little bit confused, because this is the second time I've had to redo this review. So this is where things got me a little confused. But bring the head down, pop this backpack section all the way open. You're going to split the chest cavity open like so. Flip up all of this going up here. And then you're going to rotate this all the way back like so. And just make sure you can somehow get the head past his weirdly done chest there. Rotate the head all the way around. Then you're going to take this head section of the manticore, flip it all the way up like so. And then you're going to take this chest piece, you're going to bring it all the way down. And then you're going to take this, you're going to make sure all of this tabs back into place. Fold the head all the way into the back like so. And then you're going to take this piece, tab it back in, and then you're going to bring the shoulders all the way down, and they are just going to friction tab all the way in on the rest of the body. It's a little bit of a loose fit, but it does work a little bit like so. Straighten all this out, stand him up a little bit more, bring in the sword whip, or the tail sword here. And here you have the Transformers 1 Voyager class Alpha Trion in his robot mode. And I gotta say, I quite dig this. This is one of those figures that I think just works. You know? So, I mean, it works in some ways, but there's a couple things I definitely have nitpicks with. With all of the Transformers that have been getting ankle tilts, why did they skimp out on this dude? I genuinely don't know why they decided to do that. Like, this guy could have benefited from some ankle tilts. I mean, they gave him some toe tilts, but that's it. Just some toe tilts. They didn't give him anything else. So, there's that. And also, as I stated, this is going to bug me a bit. So, it does peg in here, and it loosely pegs in here, but there's not really anywhere else that it pegs, so it's going to be kind of a difficult thing to stand this guy up for everything. So make sure all that stays put. So yeah, but anyways, let's get him into scale comparisons, then we shall get into final thoughts, then we shall rank him, and we shall end the video. So here he is next to Bumblebee. Here he is next to Elita 1. They're both pink and purple, you know, hey. Here he is next to Megatron. Here he is next to Optimus Prime. And finally, here he is next to Sentinel. Alright, so final thoughts on this guy. Well, I like the fact that you can add the points on him, but I don't like the fact that you have to remove them to add them to the weapon. But, you know, I do like the fact that you can also, it's a weapon you can still mess with. This backpack is going to drive me insane. This backpack is immediately getting a massive demerit point for that. So please don't expect a high review for that. I will say this, I do love the face sculpt. I do love the fact that the face is painted. They bothered to do that. I don't like the fact that they didn't bother to paint some of the other parts of the body, but, well, there's nothing I can do about that, so, yeah. I do like the fact that we do have these heel spurs. I do like the fact this backpack is painted, but I don't like the fact that these legs, man, these ankles are just, why could you not add a little tilt in there? Normally on a regular Transformer, I could see that there would be no room, but come on, you have absolute room to work with here. You could have easily put one right there. Would have worked out just perfectly fine, but, you know, I'm not Hasbro, and I'm not their engineering team, but for nearly $50, I would expect a little bit more, and I would also expect a backpack that would tab in properly. So, yeah, we're automatically losing 2 points. So, with that being said, if I'm going to rank this thing, I don't think my heart could do any more justice than a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10 because let's give some positives here. I do like the fact that they did go with the fact that they did put the moss on the backpack here. I do like the fact that they did even bother to give him the battle damage and the erosion that was going on in the cave. I do like that fact there that they did bother to even do that. So congrats to that on Hasbro. I do appreciate you for showing some form of age and, you know, erosion towards that from the movie itself. I can't agree with you there. I do agree with the fact that the face paint does look pretty darn good. I do like that. However, automatically you're immediately losing 2 points because there's no ankle tiltage here, which you could have easily done. You could have easily done this, Hasbro, but, you know, hey. So, anyways, 6.5 out of 10. You lost 2 points for that, and there should be paint in certain spots like his arms and certain parts of his legs. And for nearly $50, I think that's a well-worthy thing for you to lose points on. So I don't like that. And another point lost because you have to remove the spikes here that once you automatically put them into the shoulders, you have to remove them. This is nearly impossible for somebody who does not have fingernails. You're going to have to seriously get some tweezers and pull those out now. So there's that. But for that, I can agree with certain parts that are the good parts of the transformation. I do like that. It was nice and fluent. It was nice and easy to do. So yeah, can't complain about that. Anyways, that is my review for the Transformer Studios series, a Transformers 1 Voyager class Alpha Trion. And this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to check out Jordy's Rail videos, Patrick's Voice Rail, Riveted Rail Fan, Riveted Reviews, Jordy's Rail videos, iStar552, Bravely GG, Kitten Cat 999, Lemon Lime Studios, Zaga the Animator, Corey Tucker from Facebook. Let's see, who else should we throw out there? Trooster Tube, Lil Erm. Let's see, Sentinel Edits, and what the hey, we'll throw him out there as well. Zaga the Animator as well. I think I already said him, but we'll throw him out one more time. So anyways, this is Thomas Fan01 saying do not forget to go check them out, and do not forget to check out the main channel, which I will leave a link to in the description below if you are interested. Do not forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to hit that comment section about what next figure you want to see me do next. That's a mouthful and a tongue twister. So anyways, do not forget to do all of those things, and this is Thomas Fan01 saying do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Goodbye.